What if I told you there's a $4 tool that's helped me save hundreds of hours in my business and keeps my clients happy on a daily basis? If you've ever found yourself copying and pasting that same email or scrambling to remember what you sent to a client, you need to hear about this. Welcome to the Establish Yourself podcast, your guide to elevating your brand, offers, and systems as a coach, consultant, or service provider. I'm Annie Franceschi of Greatest Story Creative. I'm a brand strategist, author, former Disney storyteller, and forever Muppet fan. If you're ready for next level success, we'll get clear on your brand, package your process, and streamline your systems so you can land quality clients, boost profit, and make time for big dreams in your business and beyond. If you're ready for less confusion and more magic, it's time to establish yourself. As my business has grown and I've become a parent in the past few years, my time has just gotten crunched. And I used to think it was money, but honestly, I've come to believe that time is the great commodity. I've come to see that one of the most important tools I have in building the life and the business that I want is choosing where my time goes. And if something is going to save me time, especially time that I can put back into being present with my kid or taking December off or heck, going to Disney World, I am all in. That's why years ago, when I was in a speaking networking group, I was sharing about how I was kind of frustrated because I was constantly rewriting emails. And a fellow speaker named Hank, he said, "Well, hey, have you heard of TextExpander?" I was like, "What is that?" And what followed has been game changing. Let's be honest, if you are a coach, consultant, or a service business owner of any kind, you are likely typing the same things all the time, over and over. You're writing introduction emails, follow ups, proposals, you're sending booking links, you're writing your bio again. But here's the kicker, even when you think you're being efficient, like you have a document with all this stuff in it, you're going back and finding things and you're copying them, Google templates, that's still wasting precious minutes. That's time that you could be spending onboarding another client, saying yes to a speaking gig, or heck, taking a nap. And you may not feel it in the moment, but it's costing you in energy and mental space, and yes, in how professional you come across. So today, I want to introduce you to one of my favorite secret weapons, TextExpander. It is the death of copy paste. It's the way I've stopped wasting time, look way more polished, and kept my business moving despite my often very disorganized brain. And here's the best part, it is literally $4.16 a month. And that's if you pay monthly. If you pay annually, it's $3.33. First, I just want to give you a lay of the land of what TextExpander is. It is a keyboard shortcut tool. And what it looks like is just this little browser window that you open on your computer, and it allows you to create what are called snippets. Snippets are shortcuts, whichever word works for you, shortcut or snippet. But basically, this allows you to take any amount of text or even images and assign them a shortcut. So on your computer, even on your phone, TextExpander has a mobile app as well, but you can literally create shortcuts for anything you can think of. And a shortcut looks like, instead of having to remember a long website address, rather than type that all the time, I have assigned the shortcut of period WEB. So if I type period web, suddenly like magic, TextExpander will go, "Oh, I know what that is," and it will magically insert my website address. So that's generally how it works, but it can work with big swaths of text, like a whole email that you typically send to onboard a client. It is incredibly cool. TextExpander has changed so much for me, and I want it to do that for you too. So let's talk today about how this little $4 tool could really help you take your practice to the next level. The first thing TextExpander has helped me do, and I know it could help you do too, is help you work hard once and then let the system do the hard work for you. I have learned that our brains are so powerful and we don't want to weigh them down with stuff we don't need to remember unless we really need to remember it. I got great advice from someone a few years ago, and she simply said, "Don't fight how your brain works." And for me, one of the ways that that's shown up is not needing to remember everything, finding systems that allow me to sort of offload things that take up space so I can make more space to dream and plan for my business and plan for my life and enjoy my life. So instead of remembering 37 things that I wanted to say to my new client, I write that stuff down once and I create a shortcut for it once and then it's done. So, for example, if I am sending out a proposal to a potential new client, I can literally type the button for the hashtag on my keyboard. So I type hashtag proposal, and like magic, TextExpander pulls a template I have written right into my email window in Gmail. Everything ready to go. I've literally even built in drop downs to customize someone's name. If I type hashtag intro, I have given a shortcut to TextExpander to drop my referral intro in there so that that person I just met who wants to connect me to a podcast host or a potential client, I can answer that person in 20 seconds flat. I've got that shortcut ready to go. I speak often for my business. I can't tell you how many times people are asking me for my biography. I have my bio ready to go. So if I type hashtag short bio on my computer, it's going to pop right there so I can get it out to someone when they need it. This doesn't just save me time, but also decision fatigue. It lets me show up with consistency, and consistency delivers value. A second huge value I get from using a tool like TextExpander is that I can customize and personalize without losing speed. TextExpander isn't just a static text tool. It allows for smart fill-ins and drop-downs. So what's really cool is I can build in ways to personalize what I am sending to someone. So that can look as simple as having a drop down to put in like, hi, name, right? But it can even be like, how's it going with drop in their business name, drop in the name of the service. If you have multiple offers, I can choose that from a drop down. This allows me to personalize what I'm sending without having to rewrite and reinvent the wheel every single time I'm reaching out to someone. Here's additional magic it can do. If I send out a proposal and I know that I want it to expire in, let's say, 30 days, I can set up the shortcut in the Text Expander program to autofill an expiration date. Wouldn't that be nice when you're sending your stuff out? You won't forget to say that it's going to expire and you won't forget to put the actual date. And then you don't have to waste time going to find out, well, when is 30 days from now? That is kind of the wow factor that's going to make your system sing and is going to make you a consistency hero. The third thing I use Text Expander for, I use it for everyday stuff that you don't even realize slows you down. For example, remember I type my website address all the time. I bet you do too. If I want that to appear, all I have to do is type period web and it is done. Maybe I want to send someone the link to listen to the show on Apple Podcast. I type in hashtag podapple. What if I want to send my 20-minute touch base link? That's different from my 2-hour session. Well, I've got it down to a science and a keyboard shortcut. I don't have to remember the long scheduling website address. I just type in hashtag 20touch because I found that link once and I put it in the tool. It's incredible. These tiny wins are really how you get your time back in a big way. Something else I love about using Text Expander is that it's shareable, scalable, and it makes me look like a magician. For example, I do a lot of virtual speaking, and when I am speaking, I want to be able to engage with the folks I'm talking to, but I'm obviously focused on talking, and I don't want to go and have to copy and paste in, say, my free consultation sign up or a free gift I want to offer to people, like my post talk toolkit. So, very easily, I can remember that, yeah, I set up my whole string that says, hey, grab Annie's free post talk toolkit. Here's the link. If I literally just remember to type period toolkit, it's going to show up right there in the Zoom chat. And I'm going to look like a magician. I'm going to look so great. I'll also tell you if you have team members, associates, contractors, you can have a team account and you can share snippets so that everybody is on the same page. You all deliver the same high level communication. So, this is great when you want to make sure you have that clear professional voice, even if you're not always the one who's writing it. Particularly great if you have a virtual assistant and you want to delegate to them to send the proposal out. They can literally use your templates. It is so useful. And again, did I mention $4 a month? Wild, right? One of the benefits of using a keyboard shortcut tool is that the faster you are, the more opportunities you get to say yes to, and the more opportunities get offered to you. It sounds so simple, right? But y'all, speed matters. We've all heard the early bird gets the worm, right? I know that I have gotten a lot of opportunities just by being really Johnny on the spot. I'll get emails that's like, hey, our speaker canceled. Can you do it? If so, send me your bio and your talk description. Heck yeah, I can do those things because I have already thought through them. I can drop them in with the stroke of a couple keys, right? Hey, send me your bio. Say you want to do this. Being able to act more quickly, send people important links, send people opportunities to talk to you so that you can get that big speaking opportunity, that podcast appearance. That is a game changer. When you are the first to follow up, to pitch, to respond with clarity, that is how you're going to stand out and you're way more likely to get the gig, the referral, or the sale. What if you had your podcast pitch or your client follow up already written, already ready to go? It was just a shortcut away. That's the kind of professional I want you to feel like because it changes what you say yes to. It allows you to say more yes, to show up, to put your hand up more often. And I think we all know that is how you get opportunities is being prepared for that referral, that opportunity, that new client to come your way. As we're coming around, I also just want to say TextExpander is a great tool, but it's not useful to you without clarity driving it. I often see that the mistake people make is thinking that their system is the tool, the software, the app. Nope. Your system is your process, how you bring someone in as a potential client, how you deliver your coaching or consulting services, how you follow up with them. TextExpander is just one way to save time. It's just a tool by which you use smart systems. That's why I help clients first get clear on their client journey, their messaging, their offers, and then we automate that together. Because I can tell you all day that you should have email templates, but stop and think for what? What is your process when someone reaches out to you? What is the process by which you invite them into working with you? Whether that's a free consult or a conversation over email, how are you handling that step by step in a clear, confident, compelling way? This is work I do with my clients in an ongoing advisory role. I worked with one of my clients in Australia. She's a financial advisor, and she's literally on the other side of the world. And we spent live time together where first we started with what is her process to bring people into working with her as a new client. We thought through what would happen when. Then she and I worked in a document to write what these emails should be, what information needs to customize, how do we make it streamlined so it will be compelling and easy for someone to first meet her and then go into a free consultation and then sign on for working with her. So we wrote all of that out. We thought through the process. And the very last step was going into the tool, TextExpander, and literally me on the other side of the world here in the United States loading these emails in, customizing them for her, adding in special drop downs to make it easy for her to remember to change up things like the date of the meeting or where the meeting's going to be, but equipping her with those shortcuts so that now it's all figured out. And when she wants to invite someone into working with her, she knows the handful of simple shortcuts to have a consistent, clear experience. Hopefully, you can see that this little $4 tool is more than worth its value, especially if you are clear on what you're going to use it for, on how you're going to save time, how you're going to bring that consistency into your business through clarity. If all of this sounds amazing, but your brain is like, oh, I don't have time to build that, here's the thing, you don't have to do that alone. I certainly do that work in VIP days and in my higher level Magic Momentum program. If you're curious on how to get clear on what you should be saying, how to map out your processes, how to use tools like TextExpander, I've got you covered. The first step is always to set a free consultation with me at greateststorycreative.com/consult. There'll be a link in the show notes. But I just wanted to bring this all together and to share something special with you. So here's the big idea. Time, it can be your most precious resource. The right shortcuts, they can save you hundreds of hours and make you look like a total professional. Tools like TextExpander, they let you work hard once and then look brilliant again, again, and again. But to make them work really well for you, it all starts with clarity, knowing what to say and when. I have put a link here for TextExpander in the notes. It is an affiliate link. And I will tell you, I have been using TextExpander since 2018. And just in the past 3 days, I applied to be an affiliate because I was like, shoot, I'm going to do a whole episode about how fabulous this tool is. So it doesn't cost you any more to use the affiliate link, but it does give me credit that you heard about it from me. So let me know if you do check it out because this is a tool I use literally every day. And y'all, it is like $40 a year. It is the best possible value of any software I've ever bought for my business, ever. So stop giving your time to remembering and cutting and pasting. Give a little bit to TextExpander instead. You will be so grateful you did. Hey, do you like surprises? Here comes the show's credits, but just like a Marvel movie, stay to the end so you don't miss something fun I put in just for you. Thanks for tuning in to the Establish Yourself podcast. I'm Annie Franceschi, and I want to hear from you. Follow me on LinkedIn. Share your favorite takeaway from today's episode as a comment on my latest post. Mention your favorite Muppet in your message so I know you're a fan of the show. And for expert branding help, a free consultation, and more resources, visit greateststorycreative.com/podcast. Now, here it is, your moment of magic. All right, if you're nerding out with me on how to save more time so you can make more money and enjoy more in your business, here's a huge build on what we talked about today. Don't just save your time. Get more clear on where it's actually going. This was an eye-opener for me even earlier than when I started using TextExpander. In the earliest days of my business, I had no clue where my time was going. And when you start getting clear on where your time goes, what you're giving it to in terms of clients and marketing and other choices, and the time it might be taking away from your life, from your kid, from your partner, when you really know where your time is going, you're going to make different choices with it. So this is my best profitability tip. If you want to make more money and enjoy your business more, start tracking your time. If you want more time, you want more flexibility over it, start with knowing exactly where you're spending it now.